Hello and welcome back or welcome to our Minecraft Let's Play world. I'm DueMountain and today we're going to be looking at some redstone builds. Last time we did a bit of juggling act with our resources and, trying to cover all those boring parts that I can't really justify doing a whole episode worth of, and in doing that we had some stuff left over, like items that need to be smelted, so we kind of need a bit of a super smelter. And when I say super smelter, I don't mean this big redstone contraption that you'd see kind of like Mumbo or Tango Tech sort of build up. No, I'm talking about something that's maybe like 3 or 4 furnaces that can smelt our stuff pretty quick for a still very well much starter area. Like if you look down there, that's our home down there, so we are still in that very much starter stage. So something like that. But we were also clearing out these trees, and in this area here where I'm standing, while we were trying to work out where we could have paths leading between our area here, where we want our villages and our farming area to be. So I want to sort of map out my pathing. And I'm very much visually liking to see that, and I find an easy way to do that is by placing down some wool blocks. So I want to also get myself a bit of a wool farm going today. And then, just because we can, and it's very easy, our villagers are trading paper, so if we could make ourselves a nice and easy sugarcane farm to be able to harvest up some paper quickly, well, I think that's going to be a terrific way to sort of passively make some emeralds. And if you're not new to the channel, you would be knowing from the last few episodes that I have been really trying to work out easy ways to get free emeralds without doing very much work at all. So in order to get this all started off and to be able to do some redstone, I need some more quartz. So we're going to head off to the Nether, which is just over there. So let me grab my helmet, which is gold for this one because I don't want to get attacked, and then we can make our way over to our portal. Oh, and it's worth mentioning, guys, I found it. So last time when I was going through the caves, I found a really cool entrance that led upwards. You're going to have to find where that torch is, alright, Mountain? I'm sure it's going to be easier to go over there where I did see a massive big entrance. It's here. Just here opposite where all of our farms are. So the bigger entrance, so we're over there, we've got the one over here, and there should be another bigger entrance, which I think is actually this spot. Can we see some torches over here? I know we're a little bit distracted, but I wanted to point out before we go too far that I actually did find where those things were going. Yes! So right down here, I think we should be able to safely fall down here and get back out. Haha, perfect! So this is the area that I saw down the caves. And I got attacked a few times. Yeah, so we ran all the way around here. Okay, cool. Let's try and light up so I can actually help myself get down here later. But let's also go to the Nether before these zombies come up and get me. Quick, where's that tree I can climb up? Up here, up! Oh, it's a... I was trying to work out why I couldn't jump up that for a second. It didn't really work too well in your favour for your getaway, now did it? No, it didn't. It really didn't. Okay, so it has been just a little bit since I've been into our Nether, but it hasn't been a little bit since I've been over here. So let's really hope that there is no hostile mobs waiting for us to eat our face. Okay, let's go. Whew. I think I'm in safely. Oh, that's right. Here's my ladder. Alright, up we come. All I want to do is get some quartz. Ah! Hello! I didn't get scared, you got scared. You got scared as soon as you realised how much awesome's coming at you. Right there where I just hit that firebolt, I want that quartz. Can you guys just shoot at me again so I can return a sender? Stop dodging! Yes! It's about time I got one of them. Alright, come on. Your turn. No. Oh, stuck on the... Ah! Return! Yes, what am I stuck on that's making me so slow? Oh, I was crouched. Well, I guess now we just get our quartz. I think... I'll break that first so the quartz doesn't fall into the fire. I'm hoping that we can get maybe like 4 or 5 stacks, because we got the Fortune 3 here, so collecting it up shouldn't be too bad. I mean, what's that for us? 18? Okay, maybe it's going to be bad. Well, maybe if we can at least get 3. I need 3 stacks. Absolutely bare minimum 3 stacks. I'm going to try and keep a block on my hotbar because I just remember this is the nether and lava can... Ah! Lava can drop! But that was a fire! No! Stop hurting through my own stupidity. I can hear skeletons walking above me and it just tells me that something's going to try and jump down and eat my face. No, I just want to collect up my couple of stacks of quartz and be on my way. Please, leave me alone. Perfect. Almost 2.5 stacks. Maybe I wasn't overshooting when I said the 5 stacks. I've only been in here for like 5 minutes. Yeah, I see you. Come on, shoot at me. I do have a bow. Alright, let's see my terrible shot. Ah! That was a heroic scream, guys. What? Yes! See? Like that. See? Even they screamed as a heroic death. We have our quartz. Let's head back to the overworld. Oh, damn it. Of course there's gonna be one of you here. Oh, I missed. Damn it! How did I miss that time? You know what? Just run for it. Play it smart, Mountain. Jeez. Is it night? Oh, crap, it's night. Is there mobs? Can I quickly... Oh, I took the bed away from here. No, panic, run! Ah! Nah, you're probably alright to casually walk back to bed. Sweet. Well, I'll see you guys in the morning then. Alright, so we're going to get started with the wool farm. So we're going to need some quartz, obviously, a bit of redstone dust, some glass. I don't think we need anything from this chest. Oh, we actually do. We need a bow because we need to make ourselves a dispenser. And then from this chest over here, it's always good to grab a little bit of spare cobblestone. I want to be grabbing out some tuff. Now you'll see why in a little bit, so I'll grab out a stack of that. And we do need to get ourselves a nice helping of iron. So that's all I've got on me at the moment there. But we do have some smelting away. So let me just quickly get this turned into our tough bricks. If I can get it there, clip. So we should have some iron smelting away here. Oh, lucky. All right, perfect. Now, yes, it's beautiful, it's morning. Let's just head over to where I want this to be built, and then we can go through the steps. So back up here on the surface now, I'm kind of thinking in the mindset of working with the pathing. So how I want the road to go along here and a bridge to lead us over onto this side. And then right here is the first thing that I want to see being the wool farming area. So if we make our way just across the river, because obviously we don't have a bridge yet, but having the wool farm built there will entice us to wanting to build it. So I'm thinking we're probably going to want to take out this level of dirt here. So let me get this done. We'll be just on this plane, and then we can go through the step-by-step that we need to make this very, very simple redstone contraption. And you see, I love how Efficiency 4 just mows through dirt and grass like it's nothing. This does make it a lot easier to work through. I'm probably losing frames while it's being recorded, so I apologize for that. But this goes through so quick. Alright, so this now looks very much so like a very presentable space to actually build up our wool farm. And I went ahead and just sort of roughly, very loosely marked out where I'm thinking the pathway will come up from our bridge. So if it's coming along here, then I'm wanting the way to come along here and kind of wrap around this way before heading off down there and going down to where our farming area is. So this space here is really where I want the wool farm to be built. Now, I'm not going to build up the entire wool farm that I want today, because what I actually want is a segment of this little pod for each color that the wolves can... because there's a wolf behind me, so I'll be talking about wool and then there's wolf. Mountain, get back on point, please. What I want to have happening is there is, I believe, 16 different colors that sheep can be, so you can dye them throughout the various colors, and then you can shear them to get each one of those colors of wool. So I would like to create one of these pods for each sheep type, and then have it built up in kind of like a big building that's over here. But for today, what I want to do is kind of build like the outside part of it here. So we will have a pen. They'll look like it's kind of a way that the sheep can go in at night, but they can't. It's more of just a false illusion that they have that ability. But anyway, that'll be the compartment where we have our sheep trapped in there, so we can actually be shearing the wool, but it'll also look a little bit more presentable, because I really kind of like to have redstone builds look functional in the world, so it actually makes that little bit more sense. And it also kind of, I don't know, you can put your redstone wherever you want it to be that way if you hide it in a plain sight with a building. So enough talk, let's start making a few things. First off, let's get ourselves a crafting table, plonk it there and put a torch right on top of it. And then what I want to do is start making the basis of this. So, actually, I'll tell you what, the idea of this farm, right, is that we are going to have a sheep represented by this torch, standing on this block here. It is going to be eating this piece of grass, which will have an observer facing it to determine when that grass changes. Once that thing detects that it has, it's going to set off a little redstone signal that we'll have here, which will set off a dispenser and shear our sheep. That's the bulk of this farm. Underneath this block here, we will have a hopper, but trapped inside this block, we will have a hopper minecart. And then that's like the most advanced part of this farm. But once we get all that done, it's not too much of a hassle. So what I want to get done first is build up or create a few chests, probably let's say 8, so we can make ourselves 8 hoppers. If I have enough iron, I really do hope I do, good. Then we want to get 1 minecart, a couple of rails and make a hopper minecart. We're also going to need to make ourselves an observer, and we need to make 1 dispenser, so that way it can like shoot off the what's it called? Shoot off the shears to actually shear our sheep. So now that I'm looking around here, I'm kind of thinking that I want where the sheep will be trapped and kind of in line with the wall. Trust me, it'll make a bit more sense when we get a bit further on with how the building will look, is somewhere around here. So I actually want the sheep to be this block. So what we need to do is to start off by going just down here a little bit. Oh, actually, I'm going to bring it, yeah, let's say about there. And then remove that, and from here we're just going to put in our hoppers, feeding all the way back down there. And if you don't know how to click onto a hopper with a hopper, you just got to crouch click it. Always make sure it works by dropping it in, and yes, you got it back to where it was later woods. You got it. Mountain words, it made it to the end of the line. That's it. Okay. Good, we were. Move on. So now we've got that there, we need to put a bit of dirt here and a bit of dirt here. Then we get out our railway track. We're going to put one there and there, have it sliding through. We have our hopper minecart in the way, push it down, and that glitches it into our block. Then we can just simply remove this here, push it in, and replace the surrounding dirt. Now I'm going to leave just this block here so I know where our goodies are going to be collected, and yeah, so those the rails should have lined it up there nicely. So now with that in play, now you did one thing a little bit stupid there. Yep. Okay, good. Okay, I almost made a mistake. I need to remove this block here. Did I jump the gun? Should I have put the observer in first? Maybe I should have. So let's see, this could have been a mistake. Nope, it's not, we're fine. So now that I've got that there, let's remove this piece here, because it's always good to know where your redstone is. I'm going to put a piece there, and a piece there. And then we're going to make ourselves a redstone torch. Now what this is going to do is, each time that this here gets a signal, so this will turn from dirt to grass, this is going to see it and it's going to, you know, trigger it, which will flicker this on and off, which is going to power this tough block here for us. And when it does, our dispenser will shoot off a sheep. So just then as it went off. So that's going to be how our sheep are sheared, or shorn, however it goes with it. But yeah, so that's our setup for that nicely. And then what we do is, well, we first off put back our dirt block there, come in with some glass, wrap it around here, and here. don't fall down the hole, and here. Now for this section here, this is going to come back and be our wall, so it's going to be kind of like the tying in of the side of the building. So we're just going to go up a couple of layers here like this. It does overall need to be 2 layers because we don't want our sheep to get out. So once we've got that there, we can put this in another nice little wrap like so. We need a way of being able to keep putting in some shears in here. So if we make up a few now, I think 4 should last us quite a while. So it doesn't generally use up too many shears when you're shearing a sheep. So with that in there, then we'll come back here and put in, I'm thinking, a trapdoor so we can just easily access this without our sheepy friend getting in and out, and then we can get it through. So let me just make a nice easy way for us to get up. We now need to get a piece of wheat and lure in a sheep, and then our sheep wool farm is pretty much finished. The actual building and then the whole thing needs to be done, but this is what one pod of a wool farm looks like. Quite simple, and I'm looking over because I've recorded all that in one take. For the whole thing, even from that little bit of an intro at the start for that talk, it's taken me like 7.5 minutes. Not a hard farm to build up at all. Let me quickly sleep away this night. I might also put some torches here because we don't want to come back in the morning and be greeted by a creeper. So I'll just throw these torches here. I'll go and sleep, and then we'll gather ourselves our sheep. Alright, so I did just sleep, and I also grabbed up just a few jungle fences, mainly just because this is now just that little bit of decorative kind of work that I'm going to attempt to do. It's not a lot. But it's just something to help make it look nice. So let's grab these. Then what we need to do is just wrap this around here. So yeah, what I'm going to do is wrap it around here like so. Because that's like that, what I'm going to do is break out these 2 and go 1, 2. Then we can replace the dirt, wrap this back around. I kind of want it to go there. Okay, so this here will be our dummy pen. It just kind of looks like where the sheep can come out and go during the day, and we're going to try, I'm going to remove this one here, just to get a few sheep into this section. Now it's going to be easier if we use a baby sheep to get it to fall down the hole, but at the end of the day, beggars can't be choosers. So if we can only find 1 sheep, we're going to try and do a very, very awkward dance getting that 1 sheep in the hole. Oh, well, there's one. Come on, up this way. Now, will you fall in the hole? I know it's usually easier with the hitbox of a baby sheep, but can you just do it for me? Come on, stop dancing around the hole. No, you're not going to do it for me, are you? So what I need to do now is go grab some leads. Okay. Yeah, now that I've got 1 sheep, I just got to put you here on a lead. We need to get ourselves 1 more sheep, breed them up. Please let us be lucky and have it over here. Come on. We found the first one so easy. Don't let that be like false hope. So this is obviously the most annoying part of the whole wool farm, is getting the sheep, because you can't reliably rely on mobs to spawn. Oh, sheep! Come here, you. Mate, I've been looking for you. Get your butt this way. Come on. Oh, and there's another sheep. They're just everywhere now. Yes, we'll take more sheep because this will help out in the future. Come on, all of you come back up here. At least 2 of you, to make sure you're not going to be trying to follow me. You. Good. Okay. Baby sheep, this is the hard part now. We've got to get him to fall in that hole. Please, just fall down that hole for me. Like a glove. Yes! Okay. And then, once he grows up, he'll start eating it through and we'll get wool. That's the farm done and dusted. Let me just put a cap on this so I don't fall down. And that will really finish it off. Alright, I'm thinking if we sit on this block, when we open this up, we can still easily reach in and get access to our shears. Nice. Okay, so that's all this done here. Obviously, this doesn't look pretty. I get it. I just wanted to be able to have the framing started up. So now that I know that this is in place, we're going to be able to slowly start getting in wool, and I can start pathing out where I want all these things to be built. We can then come back in, and now we know where our building's going to be. So we can start building off of this wall here and actually get it into place, and then putting into place all 16. I believe it is 16. I really hope it's 16 because I've been convincing myself it is. 16 different sheep color types all up along there, and then we can get this done nicely. So yeah, I'm not going to be decorating this up too much more than what we have here. I believe that we've got all of this done. It's now just a matter of waiting for this guy to grow up, and then the farm will be working. So I think that for now we're going to leave off this one. The wool farm itself is complete. Yes, it is that easy of a farm. Okay, so I've had to smelt up a little bit more iron because we are running a little bit low on it. Definitely an act of this, I'm keep having to go back and smelt a bit of iron so we can make some hoppers and, mine carts and sort of stuff. You would think that our next task would be, in fact, the super smelter. That's not. We're going to now go ahead and build ourselves our sugarcane farm. And I believe that this spot here behind me is going to be the perfect spot to actually build up our sugarcane farm. Now, what I'm thinking today is that we do one layer, so a bottom tier, but because of this indent in the ground, I'm thinking if we flatten it all to this level here, and this be our ground floor, and then we can build it up so we'll have one layer, and then we'll put a cap on it. So that'll be like the basement of this building. Then what I'm going to do is on the next layer up, we'll probably build up another sugarcane farm because sugarcane is one of those things where it does take a little bit of time to grow, and when you want it, you need it in large quantities. I learned that very much so the hard way by wanting to surround my hardcore starter island in lectern, so that could be the railing. Yeah, that wasn't a wise idea if you didn't have a sugarcane farm. I was manually harvesting all that sugarcane. It was terrible. Anyway, I'm thinking that if we do a 2-tier system here, but just build up one tier for this episode, because I want to show that each one of these redstone farms that we're building is modular. So like the sheep farm's a great example. That's just the one unit. As you can see them hanging up there on the hill behind me. Over here, we're going to probably put in a few, but I mean, it's just one segment. I'll show you how it's all built in just a moment. And then the super smelter, well, that's also another modular thing. I'll show you how you build it on one furnace, and then you kind of just duplicate that across. So yeah, I think that's going to be a nice way to leave it off with this, is just do the one ground tier here, and then later on we can have another episode where we show you how you can actually adapt and change your redstone builds, so you don't have to feel like, oh well, I just built this farm, now I'm stuck to it. No, we'll go through and actually show you how to fix it up and add things on as new updates come and things break, which if you're playing on Bedrock, things break. You just got to, we have bug rock and it broke. That's just how things work. But instead of me keep talking on, let me go and show you how our farm's going to work on one of these bits of sugarcane over here. And before you get ahead of yourself, let's actually craft up what we'll need. So for just one of these units, you're going to need a piston, which is here, an observer, which is here, and a block and some redstone dust, which we have all of there. So for just the time being, it's going to be easier to take it down and put it back up, I'm just going to use dirt as our block. It's obviously got to be that in the farm. But so here's our sugarcane. Now for sugarcane to grow, it needs to be on a grass or a sand or a dirt block. No, it's a myth that doesn't increase the speed rates of growth. I've done enough time watching this stuff grow. It's like watching paint dry. It doesn't really matter which block you put on it. It's not going to grow faster. But we need it to be next to a water source, and then we have an air block. So it's going to be a block here. Then we have our piston, which will be facing, not that way. Okay, it might work better if I just remove these for now. So we'll have a piston there. And then, well, can't jump up on that. Once we've got that block done, we have an observer facing will be this way. Yes, so you want to click it facing the object you want it to be facing. I don't know why I just, oh, we got our bees. Oh, yes. Oh cool, I'll have to try and remember to harvest up that beehive. But yeah, you want to face the observer into the piece of sugarcane that's going to be growing. Then we'll have another block. So this one here is not important. You're kind of going to need this little weird T-shape sort of thing. So it will have to be a block there, which is our air gap for our growing block of sugarcane, so this piece here. Then we have our piston, which is going to be the one that knocks off the growth. And we have our observer that watches it grow. And then did I put a bit of redstone dust on this block? I didn't. So once that sees it grow, it's going to power this redstone dust, which powers this block and pushes off the piston. So let's watch. And as it grows up one more, and you have yourself a sugarcane farm. Now the hard part, how are you going to collect this? Well, we're just going to use a hopper minecart underneath it. So where this block here is going to be running through a hopper minecart, and yeah, just taking it off to a bunch of hoppers. But let's actually show that being built. Okay, so this is now a nice little flat spot. Let's grab our tough, actually no, if we're gonna do it right, let's do it right. Oh, I almost hit myself then, I don't like that. You're getting too cocky with it. Oh, have I got more iron ready? Yes. If we're gonna do a little bit of decorative work, let's at least do it right. The floor is half slabs with the brick interior. That's our flooring. That's just our generic flooring for this area. So I just want to make sure that I have those blocks so that we can use them as the decorative pieces. Any of our walling, oh, you're not the right wall. Any of our walling is tough. Okay, now that I've got that, now let's go and return. Okay, now that we've got our blocks, we want to build this from the bottom up. So we want our storage, and then we want to work out where everything comes from there. So let's make ourselves, and I know this is just how Minecraft works, you have 100,000 crafting tables all over your world. That's always going to be the case. But I need to make up a few hoppers, so let's go make 8 chests. I'm going to want to keep 2 of them, and I want to keep the 2 here. So this is going to be where our collection is, and then we need the hoppers. So our items will be put in here, and this is where I want the mine track to actually go back and over. So I might go 1 there and 1 there. So this, actually I think I want to bring this all down 1. So it's almost night. Let me quickly go and sleep away that night. I'll bring this down. That doesn't look like a good picture. I'll bring this down 1, and then we will put in the floor and move on to the next stage. Alright, so I've brought this down just 1 layer, and I think I can kind of now show you what's going on, because I think I've got a good idea of this. So this block here is going to be our turning point. So we'll have our track, which will be... Oh, did I put away the rails? Okay, we'll come back. The track's going to run along here, turn around, and then come on back down this way. We've got these redstone blocks here to be able to power up any gold rails, which we'll have, because I need to grab them as well, so it's a good thing we've got to head back. And they will accelerate the speed of the hopper minecart. So this is going to be our ground level here. So I want 1, 2, 3. This is our center. Then I want to go out another 2. And here, so this will give us 5, and a total of, you're not Bluey, what, Bluey? How did you get over here? What, you were up at the tree. Well, if this piqued your interest, okay, you can sit up there, I'll give you a torch, you can watch, just chill. Okay, good. So this will give us a total of 10, because we're going to have 2 on each side. And I mean, looking at this space, it's not too much. Could we go another 5? We could, and I don't see why not. It'll just encourage us to do a bit more terraforming or involve this building with the river. So I think that's going to be good. It's going to force us to do something that we might not have usually done. So that's a good thing to always include too with your builds. Don't be afraid to sort of do stuff that you're not quite comfortable with. Now the next step here is to quickly do another ring around of these blocks and then get in the rails. So let me just quickly get that done. So now that we've got the little wrap around, oh, I did want to That's right, because I came in and replaced full slabs, so I got the full blocks and left the half slabs there just so that I can cheat a little bit, but these ones, it can be seen, so I had to make sure that that's all covered up. So with that said, let's go here, here, and here is going to be our turning. Now we'll need, ooh, hang on, so I can have one here, one there. I only have enough just to go on there. Alright, so we have to see if this will be enough. Okay, with them all placed in, will this be enough to keep our mine cart going? Oh, perfect. I would have usually added an extra 2 to either one of these sides. And that would have been a fair bit of waste of gold, wouldn't it, Blue? Like, this is going along alright. Cool. So for now, stop. No, just stop for a second, because I don't want to be hearing that while we do the build. Perfect, you went in there. So, let's now go on to the next stage. So, I don't want anything to be able to actually get in here, but I can't have anything on this line here, especially for the corners. So, we will need, I'm going to go with part of our walling block. It's going to have to run along here. Okay, so the next stage is, here is where our sugarcane will be growing. And I want it to grow up to this one. So it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. So we have 10 on each side. I'm going to use this as a little guider, run me down. So here is where our sugarcane will be growing. And what I need to do now is just have a block right there, because our water will be running along the middle here. And now, well, the block glitched there. Okay. All right. I'll go and sleep. Bluey. Last thing I want is for you to be going off. All right. I'm heading to bed. Whee! Can I make it? Yes. I know. As I was trying to rush in before the night there, I didn't quite explain what I was doing with that center line, as I was alluding to where this is going to be where the water is. So this section here is going to be where the water is. However though, I don't want it to flow anywhere that we don't need it to. So by going like this, okay, we can trap the water right in here nicely. So I can go along, put water in here, and we can do the infinite water glitch. Not glitch, but just method. Put one water source, skip one, water source, infinite water. We just keep taking that all the way down the line. Then what I want to do, just to have it nice and clean, always good to have a bucket of water. What I want to do to have it just nice and clean is run in a layer of half slabs over that. So you see, I could have originally just put in the half slabs on this level, but as soon as I waterlogged them, that water would have run down, and I can't quite remember if it's going to wash out my rails or not. I think it won't, but I just didn't want to risk it, and this looks like a much cleaner floor. Now with this being said, I want to make mention that this is not a lossless farm, so things now, when the sugarcane grows up and the piston shoots it off, they could land here and they're not going to get picked up. So this is where we'll come through with some glass and seal it off. So it's going to be 3 tall, because that's how high up our sugarcane will grow. So I just need to run it along there like this. And I could, if I wanted to, make life a whole lot easier and cut out this single middle line by squishing them together, but I wanted it to look good. And so I sacrificed a little bit of space. We did run out of glass, so I'm going to need to get a bit more of that in before we finish off this farm. But I think now we're up to the next stages, which is building that contraption that we had over there. So let's get one of these units in place. I think, because it is flooring, we'll do another wrap around here. And I did choose for it to be the full blocks because I don't want anything falling in under there. So now that we've got this here, we will have one of our wall blocks going along. So that's going to be... Alright, so we've gone through and put in those little bottom ones. I don't want to bore you all to death by repeating the same modular activity. That's the whole point of this farm, is to show you guys that it's very modular. let's just go through and build up the first one here. Then I'm going to go smelt up a little bit more sand so we get some more glass. Cap this off here. Finish putting these in and put a glass wall around that. Then that's our farm done. So let's get this one here finished and on its way. So we're going to block there. Then we're going to come back around here. Again, we're going to use our walling block because this is going up in a wall. And then we'll come through, place that there, put in our bit of redstone. And now all we need is some sugarcane. And with the sugarcane, now we put that in place and it's done. So we just go through, as you can see, the sugarcane will only plant there because that block under the glass is waterlogged. I now just have to go and repeat this 10 times, 9 more times on this side, 10 on that side. I think we're going to just be able to do it with our iron. So now that I've shown you how it's all going to look for this one pocket, let me just quickly get this all done up. Now, obviously, we'll try and make it into a montaging bit, so I'll record my process, and if anything interesting or frustrating towards me happens, you guys will see it. Louis, no. I didn't let you sit here and watch for you just to go off at me. Stop it. No, you're not being cute. Oh, I need more redstone too. Ah, what the hell was that noise? Oh, it's him. Okay, look, you, come here. No, I'm sorry. Okay, I know that the drowned are irritating you. Just come up here, okay, please? Look, I'm almost finished. I just got to get some more glass. Land! Louis. Oh, you are... Get down.
Get down here a second. Louis, you can't land on me at the best of times. Just calm it down.
Thank you. Alright, so I have now finished up putting in those last few components for our sugarcane farm, and it all seems to be working smoothly. So I did change up just one thing. I went through and added in these jack-o'-lanterns, so these things, the carved pumpkins, and then you put a torch with it to get one of these light blocks because I thought it kind of looked cool in the middle here. So that's the only thing I changed. Other than that, we just kept repeating this process all the way through, and now we're just waiting for our sugarcane to grow up. So hopefully one of these will grow up and then we can get our first harvest from this. Now, one thing to mention that I actually kind of completely skipped over is that, well, we don't need as many observers. So if you wanted to build a bigger version of this and maybe you're not so resource heavy for quartz, so maybe you don't have fortune yet, you've just gone into the nether and gotten a few bits of it, this whole system would work if you sort of place one here and then ran down all the way down to the other end and put another one. And then all of these blocks here could just be our wall blocks, so that tough, tough bricks. And then this redstone line, as long as you had it running out still, so it was all still necessary, it would still trigger all these pistons, except it would only trigger when the sugarcane that grows up next to the observer. So as you can see, this one here, it hasn't even grown up at all. All of them almost in this row has grown up to its second stage and is probably pretty close to being on its third stage. So the only downside of having maybe one or two observers is that you are really reliant on the one that has it to actually grow. And in this case, we would be waiting a while it could have harvested a few times. So that's the only note on this farm, but yeah, it's up and running now. We will be adding on another floor onto this at a later date when, as I said, I think we might do an episode where we sort of go through and work out or show through of adapting redstone builds so that we can upgrade them and, keep them relevant throughout updates. So yeah, but for now, I want to try and get that last task done of the super smelter. And, well, it's not going to quite work out the way I want it to. Let me just take you over to where it's going to be happening and we'll explain. Okay, so I wanted to be building our super smelter over here in our cave. So as you can see, that's where the stairs is going to be. We've got our project wall over in there and then our mine down here. Nice sort of central way would have been to have a pathway coming down and then just over here opening up a nice clear room and building ourselves our super smelter in here. Now, this is still the plan. However, though, I I'm out of gold. Can't make any more powered rails. Didn't quite get I don't have enough iron to make it as a like a fully hopper one, and then I could have a comparator running out to read it, all that sort of stuff, and get really fancy to make a nice fancy one. So what we've got is 3 hoppers at the moment, 18 chests, some cobblestone, and some iron, which is all we really do need to make the basic super smelter. I'm going to call it a smelter because it's not super. So unfortunately, something that tends to happen quite often in this lovely game called Minecraft is we dream big, and we don't actually we don't have the resources to back up that dream, but we actually need that project, so we just need to build something that will do the exact same job. It's just not as impressive. So for that, I'm not going to do, I could just do something temporary and just sort of build it up and then forget about it and just go, yeah, that's it. That's sort of how I want this world to work. This may be a temporary fixed build, but I do want it to sort of stay in the world and hold memory and actually be a part of it. So I think I know the perfect spot that we could probably plonk this here, still get use out of it, hopefully months, years down the line. So let me go show you. Okay, so we're now back over here on the opposite side of the river, closer to where our automatic little sheep farm is that we built up at the start of this episode. And this is the place that I'm thinking will work nicely for this pop-up build, smaller build, whatever it's going to be. It's the passing point so we can actually progress. So I'm going to build our smelter over on this side here, so that way when we come through and actually build our bridge and our path, we will already have 2 buildings really nicely tying in together. Are you serious? The sun is already going back down. I just slept. Let me get this little spiel out. So I'm thinking if we have our path running through here, and then if I grab out my shovel again, we could have our pathway coming along and maybe dipping up to this level. So I'm thinking we get rid of this one here and this one, and then we sort of just have it as maybe here's our center line. So we'll go up here, I'll clear out all of these blocks here, and then this is going to be where we will start building the smelter. Alright, so let me clear this and sleep away this night. Man, I can't believe how many nights we've gone through. Our automatic wool farm, how do we reckon it's going? As you can see, that's it working exactly. Thank you for demonstrating. How much wool do we have? Oh wow, we already have 37. Alright, I'm going to take 3 of them and make a bed. Alright, so this is now a much cleaner platform to be able to work on, to be able to build up this whole smelter system. Now, I did leave a little bit of a hill up there, a bit more of that slope, just to sort of give a bit more of the definition in the terrain, because, I mean, not everything's always flat and smooth, so I do like still keeping a little bit of those bumps in areas. Plus, I can't see our smelter taking up too much space at all that it's going to require me to clear out that space. But instead of, keep talking about it, let's go through now and start building up one of these modulars for it. So just like how I did with the sheep farm, our little wool farm, you could see there, it's just 1 unit, but we can keep stacking that. The same with the sugarcane farm, and now very much so of how a super smelter system is. Once we understand the basics, it's pretty easy to just extend this to as big as you want and as powerful as you want. So let's go through what's needed. First off, let's go to our crafting table, because we will be needing 1 furnace. Now remember, this is to make 1 small cell of it, it's not to make a big monster thing. So I'll need 1 furnace, 3 hoppers, and 3 chests. That's 4. So we'll come on through here, and this is pretty much the bare bones of it. So just because I do kind of want to have it in laying with what I'm working with, I'm going to go with... Did that make any sense, laying with what you're working with? I've built it in the direction I kind of want it to be. So I'm wanting the... Sorry, I just took a breather then because I completely stumbled my own words. Let's start off just like with the sugarcane farm from the bottom and work our way up. So this chest here is our collection. This is where everything will end up once it's been smelted. In order for it to get there, we need a hopper that's going to draw out the items. On top of that hopper is going to sit our furnace. Now, this is important. Furnaces, if a hopper is sitting, underneath it, anything that gets put in there, being smelted up and then comes into this slot will be drawn out. Sometimes buckets, lava buckets and that do also get drawn out, which you don't want. Just be aware of that. And the next step is that you want this to be automatic. You don't want to keep coming back in here. So we have two slots. We have the fuel source and we have the actual thing that's being smelted. Now, yes, different furnaces. So if you go between a furnace, a blast furnace, and a smoker, they will work a little bit faster for each different area. However, though, you can only smelt the set thing in it. So if it's a blast furnace, you can only smelt ores in it. If it's a smoker, you can only smelt food in it. If it's a furnace, you can do any of them. So that's why I kind of only use furnaces. So what we want now is to be able to put in our fuel. And our fuel can be put in from any of these three surfaces. Four. So anything on the side of it. We put in our hopper, and then once we put that there, the chest that we put in, anything that goes into this chest will be dropped off and put into the fuel source. So if we run in a couple of those, you'll see that they will now be drip fed into here and they are not being taken out from there. Then, to be able to put items into it, we need to go and have a hopper at the top. So they'll be sitting here, and then we put our chest, which is our input for that, up the top. So now, anything that gets put in there should go into the top part. Once it's smelted away, it'll then be put here and put into our chest for us. So let's go through and I guess we can make up some more charcoal. So I'll put in this here. You'll watch it drip feed down into this furnace, into it here, and once it's all smelted up, it should return to our chest. Just like that. So this is the basics of a super smelter. Unfortunately for us today, this is going to be kind of like our smelter. I'm not going to cheap it out like that. I'm going 3 more because that's how much iron I have left to be able to build this, because as you can see, each one of these segments needs 3 hoppers. You kind of can't get around that because you need a way to get the fuel source in, you need a way to get the smeltable in, and you need a way to be able to get the items out. That way it's a fully automatic redstone build. It's getting dark and that spot is really getting dark. So let me quickly sleep away the night. I'm going to replicate this 2 more times and then we'll go through what's the next sort of step and why I can't make this a super smelter, and I'm going to leave it as a smelter. So a smelter is definitely an early game. I think it'd be close to a necessity. To be able to get your food cooked up quick, to be able to get your ores cooked up quick, it's probably something that I really should have built at least one of these earlier. But you see, I had in my head this idea, which is how you turn this little thing here from a smelter into a super smelter. And now I know the episode could be starting to drag out a little bit because I do talk. We'll try and make this as quick as possible. So, as you can see here, one of the biggest flaws with what we've got here now is I need to keep going up and I need to interact with this chest, which, okay, yes, it's a double chest, so it's going to evenly split it between these two, but I've also now got to reach around and get into this chest, and then this one here is just a single one. So if we have 3 if we have 3 just like this, and we wanted to have the chests set up like this, we would have to include another set of double chests and 2 more hoppers to feed into there, just to have one spot where we can put everything in for it to get evenly spread out between the 3 furnaces. And then to get it, out from there, the same with this, and then the same again with this. We would need to have a hopper underneath each one of these chests into an extra one here, and that kind of starts to really add up. But what we could do is, if we had a bit more iron and a bit more gold, which we will get done hopefully for next episode. The way that this is going, that was the wrong way to turn it. The way this is going, next episode should be our iron farm, because I need it. I really need to start building up an iron farm, so that should be next one. Once that's done, we can go through and add in rails. And just like how we had our hopper minecart going in and around underneath for our sugarcane farm, we can set up a track that runs over the top of these hoppers. Now, instead of having a hopper minecart, we could use a chest minecart, which is a minecart would sit over here on some powered rails that we turn off, just for a bit of a visual thing. So we could have our track running out along here. We would have a minecart sitting on top of this rail here. We fill it up with our goodies. This line is our what's that one? This is our fuel. So we then put all of our fuel stuff in here, turn it on, and have it run up and down the tracks, bouncing backwards and forwards until all of its goods are empty, and we either turn it off or we go an extra little step and we have a comparator to read the actual minecart and, you know, be able to work out when it's finished itself and turn itself off. We can do that for both lines of the input for the fuel and also the ores or the items that we want smelted. And then for our output, we can just simply run all of these hoppers that are here. And actually, you know what, I bagged out this part before, but we could still do that now. But the way that this is facing, I don't really want it to. It's just, this could be working, is we would mountain your words. So with the super smelter, we would have them all running in a line just like this. So that way when it's all being collected, we'll have it all running through down here and then shot up into a bubble elevator that then brings it onto the same level as us, so we don't need to go any lower or even look down to get the chests. That's the difference between a smelter and a super smelter. Can you notice the difference really here? It's mainly the input. How you get the items into this system. This system doesn't change, okay? This is how it is. So you need the 3 hoppers, you need the furnace, and it's just going to work its way through. The only way to make it more super is by extending it by more and then using some either more and more hoppers to run your items through, but you're going to run into the possibility of lag, or use the hopper minecarts. Again, yes, you can run into the possibility of lag, and if you go through chunk borders, they can despawn. Don't worry about that sort of stuff. It's easier to replace a minecart than it is to deal with a whole world lag. Anyway, so yeah, there's not too much that needs to actually be added to this to be able to really set it apart from the super smelter. That was a bit of a tangent, and I really hope you guys have followed along that with me. With that said, and it does definitely still look like an eyesore, I'm probably going to leave it like that for this episode. I don't think we're going to start building up a shell around it, because I looked before and I don't have that much tuff. So like, if we were to go through and decorate it, there would be obviously some form of block that I'd want to be having along here and along here. So more or less, that'd probably be the tough upside down stairs, and then we'd have like blocks running in. Please just be rain and not a thunderstorm. And then we'll just, where's my shovel? And we'll probably just come through, go like this, just to have a little simple, like a demo. Yeah. All right, so as like a little bit of just an idea of what's to come, we'll have in our walling here. I'm hoping, can we put tuff in there to get the cracked? No, that's a missed opportunity, because that would be so cool for detailing. Alright, I think maybe if we blend in some of these, it might help give shading and different depths sort of stuff. But this is going to be pretty much it. We'll have our wall, we'll have our floor, and then there'll be a building around it, and all of this stuff will be hidden. So from what you'll see on the outside, it will probably look a lot like this, I'd say. It'd cover up around here, and the wall would be here and would have a little bit of a fake dummy area that sort of allows us to get in and out and work through it. So let me get rid of this rain though, because I don't like that. Alright, so I have now slept away that night and looked back on all the footage that I've managed to record up today, and honestly guys, it's been really good. We've gotten through the nether, managed to get ourselves some more quartz. Yes, we got our sheep or our wool farm set up, and it's really working away quite nicely. We got our sugarcane farm, which is, well, actually, let's go quickly make sure that's working nicely before we wrap things up. Ooh, well, over here, that looks like it's a good sign. We can see that it has been harvested. So has it collected up? Oh, nice! We've already almost gotten a stack from this. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. We've got one side. Okay, so clearly, don't fall in. This side has grown up. And this side, every single one has only gotten to the stage 2. We're just waiting for one of them to go through with it. I'm not going to force it. It's going to happen. Will it happen now? Please? Okay, I guess maybe that side of the sugarcane farm was a little bit camera shy and it didn't want to go off on cue. But that doesn't matter, we can still see that our sugarcane farm is definitely working, and it looks like we're going to be able to get almost a stack, you know, with each sort of 2 rotations of it's being harvested, so that is quite nice of a payoff if I do say so myself. And we also do have now behind me our smelter. I refuse to call this a super smelter, it's a smelter. I might extend it a couple next episode, but honestly, I think we'll just put the building around this and call it a day, because we will come back and do a super smelter, okay? This was really good to be able to just get something up and show you what's kind of needed early game, so maybe I should have done this a little bit earlier, but at least we got it now. So it was able to teach us all the principles that we need to be able to then take this on and adapt it into a much more advanced piece of smelting machinery. But with all this said and done, guys, I do think that it is time that we wrap up this episode. It has been quite eventful. We've been able to go through the nether and collect ourselves a lovely amount of quartz. We were able to get ourselves our sheep farm built up, the sugarcane fields all built up, and again, the smelter. I was about to say soup salt. It's not a smelter, soup salt, it's a smelter. I think that this has been very, very eventful, and I'm quite proud of the work that I've achieved, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it too. So I would like to say a big thank you to everyone who has tuned into this episode. I really do hope that you guys have enjoyed it. If you've managed to make it, you know, all the way to the end here, hopefully maybe you might consider leaving a like or even commenting or even subscribing, you know, whatever you may feel like. I just hope that you have enjoyed it and, you know, made it up to this point in the video. But until next time, when we dive in to build ourselves an iron farm, well,